Hi everyone, hope you all are good. We are here for grade 5 math. You can find all the lessons on aplusstudents.com. You have to log in there using your email address and password as provided by the administrator. Then you have to select math from the subject tab, scroll down to grade 5 math, and then click on view all lessons. There you can find a list of the chapters. There you can find a list of the chapters. We're going to start with the geometry. The lessons we're going to cover today are perimeter, area and perimeter word problems, find the unknown angle in triangle and quadrilaterals, area of compound figures. So let's just start with the lesson perimeter. What is the perimeter? We need to use the coordinates of the corners to find the length of each side. You can find the coordinates using the points, or you can calculate the side lengths by simply counting the squares, right? That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 6, right? Then 5 and 5. For the parameter, you need to add all the side lengths. So you just have to add them. Let's just start with the test questions. What is the parameter? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3. So for the parameter, you need to add them all. Say 3, 7 plus 7. 20. Option number 2 is the correct option. Option number 2 is the correct option. What is the perimeter? One, two, three, four, five, six. One, two, three, four, five, six. So the side lengths are 6. You need to calculate the parameter. Just add the side lengths. That is 24. So 24 it is. Option number 1 is the correct option. What is the parameter? So 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So you need to calculate the parameter. Just add 9 plus 9 plus 7 plus 7. 32 it is. Option number 2 is the correct option. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. Let me just move on to next lesson. The next lesson is area of and parameter word problems. Each side of a square playpen is 4 feet long. What is the playpen parameter? You just need to add 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4. That equals 16. Let's just start with the test questions. The perimeter of a bookmark is 20 centimeters. It is 2 centimeter wide. How tall it is? So we are given the parameter that is 20. And you are given one of the side length that is 2 plus 2. We need to find the missing one. So P equals 8. 8. Option number 2 is the correct option. Each side of our square mirror is 6 feet long. What is the mirror's parameter? You need to calculate the parameter. So the side lengths are given, that is 6. So which is the correct option? Twenty-four it is. Option number 2 is the correct option. A country courtyard, a square courtyard has an area of 100 square feet. How long is each side? So you need to add all the side lengths. We are given the area. We need to find a side length. Area equals 100. The area is length time length equals 100, right? Length equals 100. So L equals 100. 10. You need to calculate the square root. 10 times 10 is 100. The correct option is 10. Ten it is. Option number 2 is the correct option. A rectangular piece of plastic is 10 millimeters wide and 1 millimeter tall. What is the area? So which is the correct option? That is 10. Option number 2 is the correct option. Each side of the square calendar is 5 inches long. What is the calendar's area? That is 5 times 5, 25. It is option number 2 is the correct option. That is the area of a rectangular price tag is 60 centimeter. You are given the area, right? Area is 60. The price tag is 10 centimeter wide. You are given the width, that is 10. We need to find the length, right? So basically the area of rectangle is length time width equals 60. You are given width, that is L time 10. Now 10 times what number is 60? 6. So L equals 6. Option number 2 is the correct option. The length is 6 centimeter. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself figure today. Let me just move on to next lesson. The next lesson is find the unknown angle in triangles and quadrilaterals. Let's just start with the lesson. What is the measure of the missing angle? So that is a four-sided shape, right? So sum of the angles in a four-sided shape must be 360. So we are given three of the angles. We need to calculate the fourth one. So just add the three given angles and subtract them from the 360 because we need to find the. So the missing angle is 75 degrees. Let's just start with the questions. What is the measure of the missing angle? So the sum of the angles in a four-sided shape must be 360. So the given angles are 57 plus 65, sorry, not 85, plus 141 plus the missing angle, and that equals 360. So sum of the given angles is 57 plus 65 plus 141, that is 263. So subtract 263 other side. So then that would be 97. So the measure of the missing angle is 97. Option number 1 is the correct option. Okay, so the missing angle is 97 degrees. Let's just move on to next question. What is the measure of the missing angle? So the measurement of the angles in a three-sided shape must be 180 degrees, right? Sum of the measurements of the angle is 180. We are given two of them, 228 plus 126 plus the missing number equals 180. So 126 plus 28 is, so 128 plus 28 is 156. 126, sorry. 126 plus 28 is 154. So 154 minus 180 is 26 degrees. Option number 1 is the correct option. That is 26. Okay, find the missing angle. So again, that is a three-sided shape. So sum of the angles in a three-sided shape must be 180. So 90 degrees plus 46 is 146, 136. So the missing angle is 44 degrees, option number 1 is the correct option. So that is a four-sided shape, right? So the sum of the angles of a four-sided shape must be 360 degrees. So let's just add all the given angles and then we need to subtract the sum out of 360, right? 38 degrees, 97 plus 107 plus the missing one and their sum must equals 360. So let me just add them all. 38 plus 97 plus 117, that is 252. 360 minus 252 is 108. So the missing angle is 108 degrees. So 108 degrees it is. Okay, the next one is find the measure of the missing angle. Again, we are given the four-sided shape. So add the given angle and subtract them out of 360. This way we can have the missing angle. They are 99, 41 plus 92. The sum is 232, right? So 360 minus 232 is 128 degrees. So that means the missing angle is that is 128 degrees. Option number 1 is the correct option. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. Let me just move on to the next lesson. So let's just calculate but I want to go to the next lesson. The next lesson is the area of the compound figures, but we'll do area of compound figures in the next lesson because that is a bit understanding. So I think I can explain one or two examples, then we'll cover in the next session. What is the area of compound figures? Basically, what are the compound figures? Compound figures are made up of more than one figure, right? How do we find their area? We need to divide them into smaller figures and then we have to calculate their area. For example, just look at the given example. Let's just divide the figure into two smaller figures. Now we have two smaller figures, a square and a rectangle. Calculate their areas one by one. For the square, right rectangle, we have 15 times 18. That is 270. That is the area of this rectangular portion. Now look at this rectangle. That would be 8 times 25. So 8 times 25 is 200. So to calculate the area of the complete figure, you need to add both the areas. 200 plus 270, that equals 470. Option number 2 is the correct option. Got it? That's how we calculate the area of compound figures. Got it? Okay, what is the area of this figure? Let's just divide this compound figure into two smaller figures and then we'll calculate their areas, right? We will discuss this lesson in detail, right, in the next session. So calculate the areas that for the one that is 19 times 11. On the one side, you are given their full lengths, right? You can calculate, use these lengths. So 19 times 11 is 209. Now calculate the area of this other figure that is 10 times 12, that is 1200. So 1200 plus 10 times 12 is 120, not 1200. So that is 200 and what's wrong with my calculations? 19 times 11 is 209. 209 plus 120 is 329. So the correct option is option number 2, that is 320. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. So we were working on grade 5 math. Chapter we're working on is geometry. The lessons we have covered today. Parameter, area and parameter word problems. Find the unknown angle in triangles and quadrilaterals area of compound figures. So please make sure before the next session you can complete all the practice questions for the lessons we just did. That is your homework until next session. So if you need more help with any of the lessons, you can simply click on the live chat button. Tutors are available there to help you, or either you can write them down in the chat box. I'm here to answer all your questions and confusions if you have any. So any questions you can please ask if you have any. Questions? Okay, then that's all for today. See you in the next session. Bye everyone.